What would you do if you received a phone call from an unknown number and the voice on the other end sounded exactly like you? Not similar, not close, exactly the same voice, same tone, same breathing, same way of speaking. Now imagine that voice isn't just talking to you, it's warning you. It tells you something dangerous is about to happen. It tells you where to go, what to do, what to avoid, and the most terrifying part, everything it says starts coming true, because the voice on the phone isn't a stranger, it's you, calling from the future. Daniel Harper was driving home late from work when his phone rang. The dashboard clock read 11:48 p.m. The road was almost empty. Only a few streetlights lit the quiet highway. Daniel glanced at the screen. Unknown number. He ignored it. A few seconds later, the phone rang again. Still the same unknown number. Daniel sighed and answered through the car's Bluetooth. Hello? For a moment, there was only silence. Then the voice spoke. Daniel, listen carefully. Daniel frowned. Who is this? The voice continued. You need to slow down. Daniel looked at his speedometer. Why? The voice answered calmly. Because in about 30 seconds, a truck will run a red light at the next intersection. Daniel's grip tightened on the steering wheel. What? Slow down, the voice repeated. Daniel almost laughed. It sounded like a prank. But something about the voice made him hesitate. He lifted his foot slightly from the gas pedal. The car slowed down. The intersection ahead came into view. The traffic light was green. Daniel approached the crossing. Then suddenly, a truck blasted through the red light from the side street. The massive vehicle thundered across the intersection, exactly where Daniel's car would have been seconds earlier. Daniel slammed the brakes instinctively. His heart pounded. What the hell? The phone was still connected. The voice spoke again. I told you. Daniel swallowed. Who is this? The voice replied quietly. It's me. Me who? A pause. Then the voice said something that made Daniel's skin crawl. It's you. Daniel laughed nervously. Very funny. I'm serious. Daniel shook his head. You expect me to believe that? The voice sighed. Check the scar on your left wrist. Daniel froze. How do you know about that? You got it when you fell off your bike when you were 9. Daniel felt the world tilt slightly. Only one person knew that story. Him. Daniel pulled over to the side of the road. His breathing was uneven. This is impossible, he whispered. I know, the voice replied. But we don't have time. Daniel rubbed his forehead. If you're really me, prove it. The voice didn't hesitate. Tomorrow morning you're going to skip breakfast because you're late for work. Daniel's eyes widened. And at 10:17 a.m., your boss will call you into his office. Daniel's voice trembled. For what? The voice answered calmly. To tell you something you won't expect. The next morning, Daniel woke up late. He rushed out the door without breakfast. At work, he tried to focus, but the phone call kept replaying in his mind. 10:16 a.m. He checked the clock. Nothing happened. 10:17 a.m. His phone buzzed. A message from his boss. Come to my office. Daniel slowly stood up. His heart pounded in his chest. That night, the unknown number called again. Daniel answered immediately. Okay, he said. I'm listening. The voice sounded relieved. Good. Daniel leaned against the wall. So you're me from the future? Yes. How far in the future? About 3 days. Daniel blinked. 3 days? Yes. Why are you calling me? The voice paused. Then it said something that changed everything. Because in 3 days, something very bad happens. Daniel's chest tightened. What kind of bad? The voice answered quietly. You're going to make a decision. What decision? The voice hesitated. One that puts you in serious danger. Daniel laughed nervously. You're being very vague. I can't tell you everything. Why not? Because if I change too much, the timeline becomes unpredictable. Daniel paced around his apartment. So what do you want me to do? The voice replied immediately. Tomorrow at 6:20 p.m., don't take the subway. Daniel frowned. Why? Just trust me. Daniel sighed. Fine. The next day, Daniel avoided the subway. Instead, he walked home. Later that night, he saw the news. A subway train had derailed at 6:20 p.m. Daniel stared at the screen. His hands shook. You saved me, he whispered. The phone rang again. Unknown number. He answered immediately. You're welcome, the voice said. Daniel leaned against the window. So if you're calling from the future, why not just stop everything bad from happening? The voice grew quiet. Because some events are fixed. What do you mean? I tried changing things before. And? The answer came softly. It made things worse. Daniel sat down slowly. So you're not calling to stop everything? No. Then why call at all? The voice answered. Because there's one event that still has a chance of changing. Daniel's heart beat faster. What event? The voice replied, the moment you answer a phone call 3 nights from now. Daniel frowned. A phone call? Yes. From who? The voice hesitated. Then it answered. From another unknown number. Daniel's stomach dropped. What happens if I answer it? The voice became very quiet. You disappear. Daniel stared at the phone. You're telling me not to answer it? Yes. Daniel took a deep breath. Okay, I won't. There was silence on the line. Then the voice said something strange. Good. Daniel frowned. Why does that sound like a relief? Another pause. Then the voice replied, because in my timeline, you did answer it. Daniel's blood ran cold. And that's why I'm calling you now.